Hello everyone, this is Rassan for Mavwa Canadian Immigration Made Easy, and in this video we're going to talk about the Provincial Nominee Programs or PNPs. We're going to answer three main questions. What is a PNP? Who are they designed for? And how to apply? And then finally we're going to take a look at a case study where I'm going to guide you to the government website to see how you can apply for a specific PNP and take a look at the admissibility criteria. All right, as usual, we start on the Government of Canada's website, cic.gc.ca. Then we scroll down to Immigrant, click on Provincial Nominees, and here how the Provincial Nominee Program works. This program is for workers, first of all, who have the skills, and these workers can be on one of these four categories: students, business people, skilled workers, and semi-skilled workers. What's important to note here is that each province and territory has its own streams. For example, if we take the province of Alberta, Alberta has a huge oil industry and big agriculture farming, so their provincial nominee streams will naturally favor workers that have an expertise in the oil industry or in the agri-food business. This is a clear example of a provincial nominee program. It's where a province says, all right, this is what we do, this is what we need, and let's pick from immigrants around the world those who have the skills that we need so they can better integrate in our society. Now, how the application works, you have two ways of applying. Either you do it by mail, it's a paper-based process. It's more expensive than online, it's a bit longer, and I personally do not recommend it because you have to do everything twice. You first file the entire application to the province. Once they accept you, you do the same for the federal government. They even say it here. Application processing times are longer than through express entry. The second way of applying to PNP is through the express entry process. Here you have to create your express entry profile, meet the minimum criteria as a skilled worker, and then you can either receive a notification of interest from the province if your profile matches what they're looking for, or apply directly and make your own declaration of interest to the province that interests you. All right, now let's do an exercise together. Choose a province and go check out the admissibility criteria. And through that example, you're going to understand why it is not as easy to apply under the PNP as it is claimed to be on the internet and on YouTube. So if we go, for example, to the province of Alberta, we're going to land on the Alberta official website, and you see here it's called the AINP Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. You have an overview, and here you have all the different streams. So streams for workers, streams for entrepreneurs, and here you have extra resources. What you want to do if you're considering a PNP to Alberta is look at the specific streams that may apply to your situation and then scan all the admissibility criteria to see if you can apply. This is the first and most important step. If you don't meet the admissibility criteria, there is no point in applying because your application will get rejected. So let's take the example of the self-employed farmer stream. And here you have it, eligibility. So to be eligible under the self-employed farmer stream, you scroll down and you have the criteria here. You need to have farm management skills, sufficient financial resources, primary production investment. So the most important here is you see candidate must be able to invest a minimum of 500,000 Canadian dollar of equity in a primary production farming business in Alberta. This is a minimum requirement for this stream. You could do the same by checking out other streams. So if we go back here and we check out the Alberta Express Entry stream, for example, here you have information about the selection and notification process. If you receive a notification of interest letter from Alberta and you are interested in being considered for this stream, you must send a copy of the letter along with additional information to the AINP by email within 2 weeks of receiving your letters. Instructions on how to contact the INP are in the how to apply sections. So for this program, you need to be notified first by the government of Alberta and then you react to that notification. What's important to remember is that each province has its own criteria and its own streams. And In order to find that out, you need to go back to the main page on the Government of Canada's website and to explore all the provinces that you're interested in settling on. Here we have the list of provinces and territories of Canada. You can see that Quebec is not part of it because Quebec has its own Ministry of Immigration and they do everything differently to the rest of Canada. Now, why do the PNPs are so difficult to qualify under? Because most provinces will ask applicants to have either a work experience in the province. So, for example, if you have a job offer, if you're already working in the province under temporary status, or if you have graduated from a university or a college within that province. Those are the main two criteria that will prompt a provincial nomination. And because the provincial nominee programs are linked to the express entry process, you need to know that they only represent 10% of all express entry permanent residency. 49% of people who go to the express entry use the federal skilled worker program. That's mainly designed for people outside of Canada who do not have a job offer. 40% go to the Canadian Experience class. Those are people who are already in Canada or who have graduated from Canadian institutions. 1% go to the skilled trade programs. Those are very specific trades, and people need to have a job offer in those trades. And then 10% go to the provincial nominee programs. And if we take a look at the express entry rounds of invitation, we can see here that the last round of invitation was targeted specifically to the provincial nominee program. There were only 671 invitations issued, and the lowest ranked candidate had 739 points. Now let's take a look at the previous round. 739 points is extremely high when it comes to the CRS score. And the reason is that provincial nominee applicants get 600 additional points when they receive their nomination. So you can see under provincial nominee program, it's only high scores. 739, 720, 741, 800, etc., etc. But you can also see that the number of invitation is extremely small compared to the other programs. So my conclusion is if you qualify, if you are living within a province in Canada right now under temporary status, or if you are a graduate from a Canadian institutions, then it is probably worth it to check the provincial nominee programs. If you are an investor and want to invest in a province and you have a lot of money to put in a business, and we're talking about a minimum of 150,000 Canadian dollars, then you may also consider the provincial nominee program. If you are from the rest of the world, you do not have a job offer, you do not have a lot of money to invest, and you want to immigrate to Canada and get your PR, then the best option is probably the federal skilled worker program under the express entry. That's it for me. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, you can write them down in the comment section. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to know more, and I'll talk to you very soon. Cheers.